Mind Blazer. What I learned in 2019, it was a year. Not sure I could call it good or if I could call it bad, but it happened. It's always good to take time to reflect and look back at what the year has taught us once in a while. I'm sure I ingested a whole bunch of knowledge over the year 2019, but I have about 9 things that really stuck out for me. Number 1. Selectively social. I learned that I'm something called selectively social, or if that's kind of a part of what I am. It's not something new or something I could call, coin the term, since it's nothing particularly new. It's okay to not want to be around people, or more so, there are certain people who we want to be around. As a person, I don't want to be friends with everyone. I don't have to feel the need to want to be around people. There will be people I click with, even though it is really rare, but when I do, it's really something special. The right ones do show up. It happens, and it makes me happy to know that they still exist out there. People I actually enjoy. Number 2. Unrequited love / infatuation. No matter how much we like someone, it doesn't mean they'll like us back. This is pretty obvious, but I learned this to the fullest extent. I learned that even if I like someone with every fiber of my being, it doesn't matter. No matter how much I try to consider the feelings, no matter how much I care about them, no matter how good of a match I think I would make with that person, it doesn't mean the other person will like me back. That's life. In life, we'll like a lot of people and they won't like us back. People just won't feel something they don't feel, and that's okay. It doesn't feel okay, but that's what happens in life sometimes. It hurts, but that's just a fact of human relationships. No one is obligated to like us or even have feelings for us, but that doesn't devalue us. We're still amazing individuals, and one day someone will come along and see that. Number 3. Closure isn't always what you want. Closure is not always what we want it to be, but that doesn't mean it isn't closure. Certain things are not going to play out the way that we want it to go, but that doesn't mean that it didn't happen. Closure isn't always pretty. Sometimes it hurts, sometimes it's bittersweet, but closure is closure, and it's better than not getting it. Accept it for what it is and learn from it. Because as I said, it's better than not getting it. And sometimes it's what you needed, and you didn't even know it. Number 4. Relationships based on expectation. Do not base relationships based on expectations. Do not form a friendship on the basis of expecting more or having that as a sole purpose. Well, sometimes it's okay, but never have it as a blinder, so you're only rushing headfirst into that expectation. For me, personally, I lose sight of what is right in front of me, reaching for what I believe can be possible, whether it be friendly or romantic pursuits. Build relationships to build deeper connections. Try to grow organically rather than creating a projection of the future outcome. Let the focus be on the growth of the relationship. Things that grow naturally will develop naturally. Learn about each other, create boundaries, and communicate what you want from the friendship or relationship. Respect each other's boundaries, wants, and needs. Build a relationship to build a relationship, not just to get to an expected outcome. It could go a long way and open our eyes to more healthier relationships. Number 5. You can only do so much for people, no matter how much you want to be a friend to someone, be supportive, helpful, whatever it may be. One can only do as much as they are allowed to do. I can only do as much for another person as they will let me do. And I have to accept that. I would go to the moon and back for someone, but I have to accept that that can only be done if I'm given the permission to do so. I can care about them, but they have to do the heavy lifting in their own life. It's not up to me to help with that completely. I can only do so much. I'm only allowed to do so much, and that is okay. We can only help those who want help. We can't help someone who doesn't want it, no matter how good our intentions are, or how badly you want to help or be of assistance. People have to want help, and some people want to handle things on their own. It's extremely difficult, especially when we really care about that person. But regardless of the relationship with the person, we can only help people who want it or who are ready to accept help. So the best thing we can do is to be available and make the people know we care and that we are there if they need it. Sometimes that is the most important thing to do and the only thing we can do. Number 6. Moving from relationships. It's okay to move on from a relationship, whether it be friendly or romantic. Sometimes people grow apart. Sometimes it's due to something that happened, or it's just a factor of life. People change, people grow apart, and that's okay. Nothing is wrong with that. It's okay to let go when in your mind you've let go, or they have already let go. We have to learn to move from friendships in life or relationships in life because people drift, and sometimes people drift closer and sometimes they drift apart. Number 7. Pay attention to consistency. Take what people show you on a consistent basis as who they are. Believe in potential, but never expect to see that potential. More so, we can't fool ourselves to think we are going to get what we expect from people. People will show you exactly who they are, and we should believe it instead of creating something they will never be that we create in our heads. Number 8. No one is exactly who we believe them to be. This one is tied in with pay attention to consistency. People are who they are. It sounds like an obvious statement, but what I mean by that is no one is what we completely imagine them to be. There are so many nuances and details we may never know or that will come to a revelation about another person. People are complicated and our perception is deceptive. We write these fairy tale beliefs of people we know. People can be a lot different than the parts that they show us and the parts that we miss. I find it fascinating as to the fact that we can know people but never truly know them. I find that aspect interesting. People are always developing and changing, whether in big ways or in the smallest degree. But you can know someone for a long time and never truly know them. Number 9. It's okay to not like yourself completely. It's okay. I had to constantly instill that into my brain. I'm a perfectionist. I feel like it's all or nothing in regards to life, which I can admit fully that it's a really toxic trait that I have, which I don't like about myself per se. That said, I learned that it is okay to not have to like every single minute detail of myself. As human beings, we are imperfect. We are little imperfect perfections trying to live our lives as well as we can, and it's okay to not like ourselves completely. We should at least like ourselves to some degree. We're all amazing in our own right, no matter what others or our own minds think. We're just human, and humans aren't perfect. We're just trying to live our lives. And we should give ourselves that leeway of accepting the fact that we are just human and imperfect, but still great just the same. Well, that's what I learned in 2019. I hope 2020 is... I just hope I learn some more and apply what the past has taught me. Yeah, that being said, keep your mind ablaze and take care of yourselves. Hello, MindBlazer here. Be sure to like and subscribe, hit that bell icon for notifications, follow me on Facebook as MindBlazer. Also, you can follow me on Twitter at Blazer_Mind. That being said, keep your mind ablaze and take care of yourselves.